Here we go. Harrison Graham here on Chicago Bears Now for our live post-game show of NFL preseason week 2. Colts get it done 24-17. Now, a lot of you guys are still watching on our watch party stream. I've got the link to join our post-game stream in that chat. We're going to sign off on our watch party stream and focus on our post-game stream. So click that link and join us. You should also be redirected to our post-game show as well. All right, here we go. Colts 24, Bears 17, as Matt Eberflus's perfect record in the preseason tragically comes to an end here. Producer Nick Roloff, a.k.a. Rolly, hanging with us here. So if you have any questions, use hashtag Bears or Super Chat. We do have a Super Chat menu that we can flash to all of you. Give us your one-word reaction to the Bears losing tonight. I think my one word is Bagent. Tyson Bagent. We're going to talk a lot about this post-game or this quarterback 2 situation with Tyson Bagent shining and P.J. Walker struggling, as it's a real discussion. It's a real discussion at this point. Tyson Bagent had himself a night. Give us your one-word reaction to the Bears' 24-17 loss in the chat. Rolly getting some post-game stuff ready. Who should be QB2? If you think it's P.J. Walker, type P.J. If you think it's Bagent, type B for Bagent. Walker or Bagent, who you got? You want to go TB just for consistency here? TB for Bagent, PJ for Walker, B for Bagent works too. You could go with W for Walker, that's fine. Seen a lot of B's come in. Kit, BB, William, TJ Peck, Adam, Shane, Sean, DC, Kit, Jason, PJ for Walker, TB for Bagent. I'm not seeing a single PJ, and I can't really blame you. Oh, CSM with a $50 super chat. He says, one word, quarterback, Team Bagent. We'll get a super chat on the show momentarily. Oh, Jack said something happened last week where he missed the first one.
Ah, shit.
Is there something you have to do to get him up?
Yeah, I might have to change to the YouTube link.
Oh, that's probably it. Yeah, I think that's what happened. So CSM, since we switched streams, it's possible we can't flash that super chat, but $50 from you. We could potentially custom make it real quick here, but we'll get your super chats on screen here in our post-game show. I'm seeing a lot of TB. Caesary, Big Mike, Don Burr says Bears suck. We'll see you twice this season, Don Burr. See you twice this season, Don Burr. Harrison, you're the best. Appreciate that, Adam Spencer. QB2, that's the discussion tonight. That is the discussion tonight. It's getting very interesting. CSM says all good, so we don't need to flash it. CSM, I think moving forward, we'll get them on screen if more come in. When we switch streams, we got to change stuff in the software, and it kind of gets wonky, but I think we're going to be good now. Oh, there we go. Look at Rolly.
I'm him.
Flex on him, Rolly.
I'm him.
Alan Key could never, or whatever his name was, Alan J. Shout out CSM with the $50 super chat. We can flash our super chat menu here in a moment. We'll flash it here in a moment, but all first-time super chatters, I'm doing 5 jumping jacks. $50. That's that's a beer bottle. We owe a boot. We got to do a boot. If you were in our watch party stream, Rolly and I owe you a boot race. So we're going to get those going here at some point as well. So get your questions in. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. So did we beat the Vikings? I think we did probably pass them, but they're still alive. So we'll see. Here's our Super Chat menu. Every 3. We'll go, how about this? We'll go 200 likes on the post-game show. Every 200 likes is a shot. Which, by the way, we should take one because we were at like 880 when we ended that stream, Rolly, and we already got 25. So we'll take one here. Shout out BB with the 20. He gets a sticker on the Justin Fields boot. Here's my shot. Cheers. Roshan did have a good night. Thought he had a good night. Thought he played well. He might be pushing for RB2. BB, any stickers, we'll add those after the show. I just want to be locked in, but you're going to get a sticker on the Justin Fields boot. We'll get them on there. Don't worry.
Before we jump into more statistical things.
So what about that flag? Oh, William, you won. You're the winner. So flash my Twitter and IG. We'll get the links in the chat, Rolly. William, what you need to do is DM me. Oh! Peter K. William, I'll come right back to this. I promise. We're not going to forget. Wild prediction. Well, first of all, Peter K. Boom! He says, wild prediction, Bagent will be QB1 by 2024. I would throw that into the wild prediction category, but crazier things have happened. I'm a Justin Fields stan. I'm a Justin Fields believer. I will say this. I think Bagent has the tools to be a good backup in this league. He can spin it. He's mobile. The arm is strong. He's got a quick release. He's a quick decision maker, which I really like. I know it's one half of preseason football, but you could argue in terms of just getting the ball out quick, that might be a bigger strength of his than what Justin Fields has. Now, for the full package, Fields is clearly a better quarterback in my eyes right now, but the Bears have found something with Tyson Bagent. To what level, I'm not sure. We're going to talk about it a lot here on the postgame show, but it's going to be interesting. Let's go back to William real quick so I don't forget. William, DM me. The link is in the live chat. Instagram or Twitter, you get the flag. Say, hey, it's William Bomer. Bumer. Sorry about the pronunciation. I think it's Bomer. Rolly and I can sign this if you want. We'll exchange on DM. I'll get your address, and we'll ship it out to you this week. So you're the winner. Congratulations. Appreciate everybody who put in a raffle ticket for our raffle giveaway tonight. A little teaser next week, raffling off this bad boy, the Fields boot. It's time for a new Hall of Fame item this season. All right, Detroit Lions for life. Don't worry, we'll have the division locked up by November. No chance. You won't even sniff 5 wins. I can't even stand how delusional Bears fans are. So you're saying the Bears won't even sniff 5 wins. So what you're saying is 3 or less. And that Detroit will have the division locked up by November and Bears fans are delusional? Like, the Lions might win the division, but to have it locked up by November and the Bears won't sniff 5 wins, that combination is so unbelievably unlikely just based on simple mathematics and probability. And you're calling Bears fans delusional? I will concede Detroit might win this division, but that combination is ridiculous. Like, you realize there's regular season games into the month of January, right? And you're saying it'll be locked up by November. So by week 12, this division's over. No way. No way this division's locked up by November. Appreciate the super chat. CSM says, me and you, drinks on me when I'm back from deployment. Hey, round of applause, Rolly.
I wanted to support him. Support the troops.
CSM on deployment, bringing the heat with super chat. Can we get a CSM chant in the chat? He's been bringing it on our watch party. And I'll tell you what, you say drinks on you, we'll go back and forth because I owe you. In fact, drinks will be on me whenever we can somehow sync up. And by the way, we want to do a Chicago trip at some point. We're going to try and make that happen. CSM in the chat. Appreciate your service. Shout out Himothy, Joseph, Bandit, Flanker, Adam, Bradley. Come on, Don Burr. You could throw CSM in there. Support the troops, Don Burr. Sean, Pancakes. We got Caesary, Joseph, Adam Spencer, T. Lou, Big Game. Get the CSMs in. That's awesome. You're a legend, man. And you put that Browns fan to shame too. You took care of Alan J for us. That was that's what you call a body if I've ever seen it. So shout out CSM. Appreciate his fine work here tonight. That's awesome, man. You're a real one. You're absolutely a real one. F the Browns in the chat. Come on, Don Burr. I know you got a CSM comment in you. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Type CSM to drown out the bots, by the way.
The bots?
Bots are finding us on the post-game show, Rolly. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Oh, man. Walker or Bagent? Who's QB2? Who's QB2? I think we should do the boot race first in case anybody was sticking around from the watch party. So we'll get some likes going. Like the video. Rolly's gonna go fill up these boots. Let me message you the beer I want. I think I'm gonna go Happy Dad. Check your DMs for which Happy Dad flavor. Or here, I'll just show you. Could just go with that. Hit the like button. Like the video. I see Detroit's super chat. R2 Row has liked it. I'll tell you what. Oh, and Rolly's stepping out. So every $10 while he's gone is a shot for Rolly. So, and we already got 5 from this Lions fan. So every $10 while Rolly's gone, he's got to take a shot. Every $10 while he's gone, he's got to take a shot. We're going to boot race here in a minute. Then we're going to dive deeper into our post-game show. Full analysis from this one. A lot of backup quarterback talk. Lots to dive into. Lots and lots to dive into. Bagent has amazing awareness. He feels good in the pocket. He really does. Paul has liked it. Every $10 while Rolly's gone is a shot. Velus Jones should have played tonight. He got nicked up in Indy, so no play for him. I will say this, and we'll talk about the receiver position. I don't think St. Brown or Pettis wowed me in any way. Velus might be ahead of them. I think he's for sure ahead of Pettis, but he maybe not as a punt returner, but neither of them really stood out in some major way. Very comfortable in the pocket. Yeah, he really does. Someone says, poor Barry Sanders. I don't blame him for leaving that awful team early. Detroit Lions says, you haven't had a QB since the 40s, LMAO, and you think a team led by a glorified running back and also the worst OC in the league will take you anywhere. Look, man, there's no doubt this franchise has had a horrible QB history, yet the Bears still have much richer history than anything the Lions have ever done. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. EPC says he's my second cousin. Bagent is? Are you trolling me or are you being for real? If that's true, can you get him on the show? I'd love to have him on. Let me know. Bagent reminds me of Brock Purdy. I'll say this, he's got a stronger arm than Purdy. And remember, Purdy was the last pick of the draft last year, so there's not a big talent gap there. All right, we got $10, so you'll owe one shot as well. But, yeah. All right, you want to go full screen for this, and then we'll hop into our post game. Get the scoreboard L3 going too, just so people know what they're watching. This is a Bears Colts post game show. For any new audience joining us, we go live for every single game, pre-game shows, post game shows, watch parties. Bears fall to the Colts 24-17 here on Saturday night in the second week of the NFL preseason. We got a full post game show coming up. With deep analysis here. But first, we owe you guys a beer boot race. We crossed $1,000 in super chats, so Rolly and I promised that we would make it happen, and we're doing the Happy Dads. We're doing the Happy Dads. Oh, and here's a shot. Shout out Rolly. Tar Heel Blue. You got to rock this Friday night in Charlotte. I think this is that's the night before, Jersey the next day. You have a UNC polo?
No, I have basically this type of colored normal t-shirt.
There you go. That rocks. That works.
And then I've got my Drake May jersey that I will be wearing to South Carolina.
We got the Happy Dad boots going.
How about this? I'm going to Charlotte in 2 weeks to go watch North Carolina, South Carolina, week 1 of college football. I'm a North Carolina football fan.
and we got invited because we have mutual friends that went to South Carolina. Got invited to a South Carolina tailgate pregame.
I think he's got to rock a Trubisky
And I'm
jersey.
rocking my Drake May UNC jersey.
Drake
May / Trubisky.
Trubisky.
Both number
Let's go
10,
Trubisky.
Same thing.
We're calling it Trubisky.
I also have a number 12 jersey.
Rolly's going to bring back a full draft breakdown, by the way, for that X Tuesday Live show. The quarterbacks, Rattler and May.
Rattler and May breakdown.
There's going to be some skill guys on those teams.
Tez Walker, good wide receiver for UNC.
We're ready to go.
Who's currently getting shadow banned by the college football athletic program, but I think they're going to reverse their decision. They'll allow him
Is
to
he
play.
suspended?
No, it's because of the he's ineligible because he transferred too many times.
Oh, man.
But they reversed the rule. So when he transferred to North Carolina, it was legal. But they reversed the rule a week later.
Yeah.
So
He's clear.
He's going to be clear.
Oh! Adam Spencer, he says, CSM, our troops rock. Shout out, Adam. So we're going to do this race. We'll hit all the super chats. Then we're going to dive into our post-game show. So, Rolly.
I really don't want to do this.
I know, but we promised the people, you know.
It's about being ready.
This is for CSM.
CSM for the troops.
Bringing it, the troops. Here we go. Type R for Rolly, H for Harrison. Then we'll get into our post-game show. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, boy. Little spillage, but give us a pat on the back because we've had a lot of beverages tonight. Let's preserve the flag here. Yeah, boy. We'll flash these super chats while my stomach recovers before this post-game show. Yeah, boy. I think Harrison's beard caught a lot of that. Definitely a little bit, but believe me, my stomach will tell you otherwise. My stomach caught a lot of it. Trust me on that. Woo! Harrison is the GOAT at Bears News. We try, man. Try to bring you videos. Doesn't matter how big or small the news is. I think a lot of channels, you know, they don't do the little small roster moves, and I get that. It's not sexy news, but we pride ourselves on that. Like, we want anything that's happening with this team, we want to cover it. So that's what we're going to try and do. All right, we'll sprint through these. We kind of already talked about this. Yeah, Luke Getsy's not the worst OC. Yeah, it's been a bad QB history. Rufus, imagine watching and giving money to a Bears show as a Lions fan. More entertaining than a Lions game, I'm sure. Exactly. That's why they're in the chat, because there's nothing else for them to do. Sam Rojas, hard to lock up division with only 3 division game. Oh, yeah, because they'll have 3 more late in the year. Exactly. Adam Spencer. Round of applause to Adam. Bagent QB2, CSM, our troops rock. Shout out to Adam. You'll get a sticker on the Justin Fields boot. Appreciate the donation. Victor Lopez with the 5. Oh, first time. Dude, this is going to be. Oh, boy.
That's tough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they 5
EPC.
jumping jacks after a after
EPC,
boots.
EPC, if you're serious, put the link in.
It's tough. Oh, by the way, Hexclad for post.
Ooh.
So I just need you to get me one of those pans. Alan J, Josh Cribbs, greater than Devin Hester, greater than Jim Brown, Walter. Yeah, you're right. Josh Cribbs is better than Walter Payton and Devin Hester. What world are you living in? Josh, and I like Josh Cribbs, but let's live on Reality Island here.
A little behind the.
A little behind on the.
A little behind the scenes today. I have to go do something real quick, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to do the pregame.
All right.
Postgame.
Let's do it. I think it's presented by then just first half. So maybe after the second bullet point, I'll mark it in here. You can skip the quote. It's fine. I don't think it's a requirement. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can do the quote. Who's ready for the regular season? Type me if you are. Type me if you are. Yep. I'll pull up the read here. Type me if you are. I'll get some shout-outs in just a moment. Type me if you are. Let's go. Oh, type me to block the bots. Jesus. Oh, wait, that's the wrong stream. Let's see. We got Anthony, Bear Down Forever, William Brock, Zephyr, Sam Rojas, Ron Winarski, Shane, Big Mike, Joseph Klatt, JC Scott, Adam, Big Mike the Gamer, Eric Ellsworth typing me, Bear Down Forever says me, Big Mike says me, EPC Break says me, Chris Ashford, Bear Down Forever, King Tower saying me. Who's ready? Who's ready? Anthony Schwartz is better than Claypool. Dude, I know you're trolling at this point, but it's just like, I almost don't know if you are because you're a Browns fan. So it's just tough scene out there. Tough scene out there. All right, we'll, let's ride. Okay. Type me if you're ready for the regular season. F the trolls. I know. You don't have to flash that one. I'll probably spit on the QBs for a while so you can just like rotate around, go me full screen, back scoreboard left, stuff like that. Andre says me. Oh, man. The Gabe says me. Mike says me. Josh says me. Flash that scoreboard real quick. I want to make sure I saw something right. Are those Peterman's numbers? My feed must not be. Oh. Yeah, I just refreshed it. Cool. Mike says me. Ron, you're literally the thumbnail. I am? Roasting me? Someone made a video roasting me? Put the link in the chat. I'll go watch it later. Was it that Chicago Bears Central channel? They've talked about us before. It's all good. I'm not for everybody. He's leaning over. Yeah, that boot, it hit home. It hit home. Got to be honest. Yeah, boy. How many drives did Walker get? Was it 2 or 3? I think it was 2. Yeah, it was 2. Man, this QB2 situation, guys, is gonna get very interesting. All right, we're gonna get started here. Yeah, let's do that. Intro. Presented by Hexy. Here we go. Let's dive into it. Bears Colts postgame show, and we'll break down everything that happened tonight coming up here in just a moment. Rolly's getting a couple things ready, then we'll be good to go. I think it's first half. Kevin says me. Is that the Kevin Correa? DFW's Kevin Correa? All right, here we go. Post-game show coming at you. All right, before we dive into our Bears-Colts post-game show as Chicago falls 24-17, who's ready for the regular season? Like, tonight was fun, but the starters sat out for the most part. I know I'm ready for the regular season. If you're ready for the regular season, type me down in the comments, and let's jump into tonight's instant reaction to the Bears' loss. Before we dive into the Bears' 24-17 loss to the Colts in preseason week 2, my name's Harrison Graham, and today's show is sponsored by Hexclad. Improve your kitchen with the best kitchenware out there from Hexclad. Get 10% off with promo code CHAT at hexclad.com. That is hexclad.com, promo code CHAT. All right, the Bears fall to 1-1 in the preseason with tonight's 7-point loss, the first preseason loss of Matt Eberflus's head coaching career. This was a wild one as the Colts led 7-0 early. The Bears responded with 17 straight, and then the Colts ended up finishing it off with 17 straight of their own to win it 24-17. Lots to digest in this one with some instant reaction and takeaways, and I think we got to start with the most interesting storyline of the night. Is Tyson Bagent going to unseat P.J. Walker as the backup quarterback of this football team? This backup QB situation is getting very interesting. So P.J. Walker got the start. Let's talk about him first. He played the first 2 drives and just did not do much, right? The theme of training camp in a lot of ways for him has been inconsistent, inaccurate. 1 of 4, 6 yards. Now, Equinemius St. Brown did drop what would have been like a 6 or 7 yard completion on like 3rd and 12. It wouldn't have been a first down, but, maybe it's 2 for 4 for 12 yards instead of 1 for 4 for 6 yards. But the Bears just aren't moving the football with him back there. It's not happening in practice very consistently. It certainly didn't happen in this game. And I get when they signed him why it made sense. He's mobile, dual threat, strong arm, familiarity with DJ Moore. They gave him a 2-year deal to come in and be the backup quarterback, but the camp has not been good. And at some point, you really have to take that into account. I think it's like a $2 million dead cap hit to cut him. I'm not saying he's for sure getting cut, but if you're keeping only 2 quarterbacks, how can you ignore what Tyson Bagent has been doing? He looked good in limited action in the preseason opener, 4 or 5 in that game. And tonight he goes 9 for 10. So now he's 13 of 15 in 2 preseason games. And tonight he got in earlier. They brought him in before Nathan Peterman. So he surpassed him. 9 for 10, 76 yards. Rushed for a touchdown as well. Showed off the mobility a couple times. He flushed the pocket once and made a very nice throw on the sideline to Simba Webster. He hit Darius Fountain, who had a nice night on a couple of catches. He just looks good. Quick decisions, strong arm, that quick 3-quarter release. Like, he just looks comfortable back there where P.J. Walker a couple times, he's getting happy feet and clean pockets. It's not a great sign for the veteran backup at this point in time. And if you're asking me, like if it's my depth chart, Tyson Bagent is the number 2 right now behind Justin Fields. Now, I'm not saying the Bears feel this way at this point in time, but I think it was also telling, too, that Bagent did not play at all in the second half. It was strictly Nathan Peterman. So that could mean a million things, right? But if you want more further evaluation, there's no reason to not play Bagent in the third quarter some. They didn't do that. That tells me that they like this kid. There's something there. If they carry 3 quarterbacks, he's a lock to make it. If they carry 2, they're going to have to make a real decision. Like someone sent in a super chat during the watch party, appreciate everybody that joined us, and said, Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus have a decision to make at quarterback. I completely agree. Behind Justin Fields, you got to really consider Tyson Bagent here because if you cut him, I think he gets picked up off of waivers. So who should be QB2? Who should be the backup quarterback? Type PJ for PJ Walker, TB for Tyson Bagent. Maybe you keep 3. Maybe that's the compromise. I think Walker, as a veteran voice, has some value on this team, but Bagent, you got to keep him to develop this kid because there's something there. I really like what I saw from him tonight. All right, Tyreek Stevenson, up and down night. A lot of good things, a couple not so good things. Let's start with the not so good. He had a late hit that ended up being offsetting penalties because Kenyon Drake responded, got in his face, so it offset. So he kind of got bailed out a bit there, but threw him out of bounds well beyond the sideline. Like, you like the physicality, you like the trash talk, but you can't cost yourself and your team penalties, so I didn't love that. He also completely whiffed on an interception in the end zone from Gardner Minshew. Timed the jump fine, put his hands up, and just missed the ball. I don't know what happened. That was very bizarre, but you like that he was reading the eyes, just like last week when he couldn't quite squeeze an interception that would have been a pick six, but at minimum, you've got to knock that ball away. To not even get a hand on it and for it to be caught for a touchdown, that's just a tough one. Now, the physicality was there. He had 3 tackles, had some other good coverage reps. I don't think he's like all of a sudden on the hot seat to not start. I think he's clearly your second outside corner opposite of Jaylon Johnson with Kyler Gordon in the nickel, but some missed opportunities tonight. That should have been a pick. Again, at minimum, a PBU. Ends up being a touchdown. That type of miscue could cost you a game in a regular season, but he keeps bouncing back. That's what I like. After that, had a couple of physical tackles. For the second week in a row, he blew up a wide receiver screen for a no gain. That was awesome, but you know, he's a rookie. There's going to be some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows. I still like Tyreek Stevenson a lot, but he left some meat on the bone tonight. I think even he would tell you that. Now, speaking of meat, if you want to grill the best meat possible on your stove, use the kitchen cookware from Hexclad, the awesome pot and pans here. It's time to talk about your kitchen. And no, we're not talking about dirty dishes in the sink. We're talking about Hexclad, as they have revolutionized the cookware industry with a hybrid pan that gives you all the convenience and cleanup of nonstick, the versatility of your grandma's cast iron, and a lifetime warranty just in case you find a way to destroy them. Use promo code CHAT at hexclad.com/chat to get 10% off. Hexclad truly checks every single box when it comes to picking your cookware. They are metal utensil safe, dishwasher safe, and an awesome benefit here too, oven safe up to 500 degrees. If you like to sear your meat, you can really crank it up and there's not going to be any damage. Don't believe me? Take Gordon Ramsay's word for it, celebrity chef here. He says, the sear I can get with these pans is incredible with absolutely no stick. The temperature control is utter perfection and the cleanup is effortless. I love using Hexclad at home. I think what's awesome about Hexclad as well, and I've flashed this pan a couple times, not only do they perform well, they're sexy. They look good. You can brag in your kitchen when you get these products, pots, pans, other items from Hexclad as well. Start cooking. Stop ordering takeout. Save money. Get going with Hexclad. Hexclad.com, promo code CHAT. You can also go hexclad.com/chat to get the promo code in there. That link and promo code is in the comments and in the description. Start cooking with Hexclad. It's HEXCLAD.com, promo code CHAT. Okay, I think a big discussion coming into tonight was, what do these fringe wide receivers do, right? No DJ Moore, no Darnell Mooney, no Chase Claypool, no Tyler Scott or Velus Jones at all. So you had a couple of guys on the bubble. Hey, what does Dante Pettis do? What does Equanimous St. Brown do? Well, you look at the wide receiver position, and Dries Fountain will actually update this. These were his first half stats. He ended up having 5 for 86 and a touchdown. So he played well. Could he get onto the bubble? I do wonder that. But there you go, 5 for 85 and a touchdown. Isaiah Ford. Dante Pettis, though, 2 catches, 13 yards. Cool, he caught the punts, but he did nothing with the punt returns. We know he'll catch it, so that's a benefit, but he didn't exactly stand out. Like, you got to have more than just, well, I catch punts and Velus Jones doesn't. Like, surely you can find someone on the 53 that can just fair catch a punt, right? Like, if Velus Jones can't be trusted, someone else can catch the punt. Pettis didn't do much with his opportunity tonight. You know who did even less? Equanimous St. Brown. 1 target, dropped the ball. That's 2 games in a row with 0 catches. I think we got to start talking about EQ. He might be in trouble because I'll give Pettis this. He has much more special teams value than EQ. You look at this now. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool. EQ's been listed as wide receiver 4, but you know Tyler Scott's going to make it. I think with EQ and Pettis not doing much tonight and Velus Jones having a very strong practice against the Colts, I think Velus is probably safe. So does it come down to EQ and Pettis for that final spot? I think EQ could be way more on the bubble than we're considering at the wide receiver position. And what if Dries Fountain balls out next week again? He looked good out there, man. Big body, had a couple of strong catches, a long touchdown from Nathan Peterman. He was on the Chiefs 53 a couple of years ago. He can also play on special teams. I wonder if Dries Fountain at least has made Luke Getsy, Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus be like, we might have to give him another look next week because he was easily the most impressive receiver out there tonight for Chicago. Hit that subscribe button here on the channel if you want Bears news, rumors, and most importantly, game day watch parties, post-game shows all season long. We're on the road to 70,000 subscribers. Do not miss out. Hit that subscribe button as we have you guys covered all season long. I think something that on a larger scale may not get discussed a bunch, but we're going to talk about it here is Alex Leatherwood struggled tonight. He did. Let's call a spade a spade. He had 2 false starts. Not 1, 2. That is not good, as my voice cracks there. I think he's been on the right side of the 53-man roster discussion throughout. And look, if you put a gun to my head and made me choose, I would probably say he makes it. But when you're fighting for your career and you have 2 false starts, that is not acceptable. You look at the offensive line depth chart, I think a lot of this will come down to that interior. We know the 5 starters, they're safe. Ja'Tyre Carter's a lock. He's going to make it. After that, I don't know if there is a lock. I think Larry Borum's the swing tackle, so let's say he's number 7. If they keep 9, I wonder if Doug Kramer, who I thought held up well tonight, makes it. And then maybe they decide between Lucas Patrick and Alex Leatherwood for that final spot. Leatherwood's young and maybe worth developing, but Lucas Patrick brings that leadership. It's going to be interesting. I think the offensive line from a depth standpoint is something to watch between now and roster cutdown day. And then final one here is, we kind of saw this coming, but pretty much all starters sat out. Outside of Tyreek Stevenson, and if you want to put Jack Sanborn in the starting category because he's probably your 3rd linebacker, pretty much everyone sat out. I'll just rip off some names, some due to injuries, some due to other things. Justin Fields, Eddie Jackson, Nate Davis, Jaquan Brisker, Chase Claypool, Velus Jones, Tyler Scott, DeMarcus Walker, Tremaine Edmunds, Yannick Ngakoue, Trestan Ebner, Jaylon Johnson, Cody Whitehair, Darnell Wright, Braxton Jones, Andrew Billings, Nate Davis, who was listed twice here for some reason, Darnell Mooney, Lucas Patrick, DJ Moore, Khalil Herbert, TJ Edwards, Gary Blasingame, Justin Jones, Marcedes Lewis, Kyler Gordon, and Dylan Cole. Most of those starters, none of them played. So this was about backups, about searching for depth, and I think the story of the night is Tyson Bagent, really. I mean, this is going to be a discussion moving forward. I don't think there is any doubt about that. Now, what do you guys think when it comes to Justin Fields? Should he play next week, or would you sit him again and not take the chance? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I would play him maybe for a quarter. I was fine sitting him tonight because obviously they got those joint practice reps throughout the week, but I still think that he's someone that I would play. And by the way, Tyson Bagent meeting with the media right now. Who had that on their bingo card going into tonight? Appreciate everybody for tuning in to our Bears-Colts instant reaction post-game show. We're going to have you covered all season. Hexclad, go check these guys out, hexclad.com/chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys soon. All right, we'll stick around for a little while if you guys want to get some super chats in, some questions, etc. If you guys want to talk ball for a bit. Dylan V says, Dries Fountain to the 52-man. I didn't know we were down to 52 now. Obviously, you meant 53. EQ has been quiet. Dude, no catches in 2 games for EQ. Like, I know the Getsy relationship is there, but, like, at some point, you got to show me something. Like, what does EQ bring to the table? He's a blocking wide receiver who's like a 5th or 6th guy. Dries Fountain, I mean, Rolly, you were here tonight. Like, he looked good. Like,
yeah,
he made several. How many of his 5 catches were contested? Right? Like 3? Like, he showed really strong hands.
Touchdown pass catch he had too.
Dude, he caught that tight window slant from Bagent in the first half. Like, he was making plays, man. EQ has a curl route right here. Now, I get it. It's 3rd and 12. It's not like it would have gone for a first down, so it didn't change the complexion of the game. But you get a ball on your chest and you drop it. That's piss poor, man.
Yeah.
That is piss poor. So, I don't know, man. It's interesting. Sean Thompson with the super chat. Aren't the Lions and Browns the only 2 teams to ever go 0-16? Last championship for the Browns was 1964, and the Lions haven't won a playoff game since 1991. That's hilarious. Bear down. Lions fan fires back. I mean, y'all had a 1-13 season. Not better, much better than 0-16. It is better, though. Also, you just lost to Sam Ellinger. Dude, if your shit talk is the Colts 4th string beat the Bears 4th string, have at it, because none of those players are making rosters. So I don't think that's
it's a weird
really
flex.
Yeah,
Sure.
you're digging deep there, Lions fan, but I would expect nothing less. Who should be QB2? Rolly, are you all in on the Bagent?
I am so on Tyson Bagent.
He looks smooth, man. I like him.
His arm talent is like
He can,
legit, too.
dude. He can sling the rock. I think. Look, if you want to keep PJ Walker, fine. You've got to keep Bagent as a third, though. Like you can't. I don't think. If you care about developing this kid, you can't cut him because if you do, someone else is going to grab him.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Like,
mean, Bagent's already flashing.
There's too much raw talent there. Like I thought he should have been drafted, and he's proven me right. Like he should have gone 6th or 7th round. I know he played D2, but like he's shown already that he's got an NFL arm. Now I'm not saying he's ever going to be a starter or anything like that, and I know he's going against backups, but I don't know, man. Like I've seen some good things. All right, we're at $266 in super chats. I'll make another deal here. If we get to 300, I'll knock out another beer bong. $35, I'll knock out another beer bong.
Damn.
Hashtag Bears or super chat. We can roll through a few questions here. Hashtag Bears or super chat.
Apparently there was a serious injury in the Patriots-Packers preseason game.
For Green Bay or New
For
England?
New England. Isaiah Bolden, rookie corner. Apparently was like down for a
Is he
long
going to
time.
start? Oh, you mean serious, like scary, you mean?
Like, eyes closed
Shit.
situation.
Damn. Thoughts and prayers. A Patriots player down for a while in that Packers game, so we hope. You always pause now after the Hamlin situation. Like, it's just
He was on
scary.
Around for a while, eyes closed apparently.
Eyes closed.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I mean, maybe you just hope it's like a bad, like, concussion situation or something
Yeah,
like that.
gotta hope.
Jeez. Hashtag Bears or super chat. We can get some questions in. Take a few hashtag Bears. We know everybody can't super chat, so we'll work a few in here. Again, if we get to 300, I'll knock out one more beer bong before we get out of here. DC Vipers, is there a chance Velus Jones gets cut and Fountain makes the cut? I'm starting to think like EQ is the name we need to be considering. I really do, because like I get it, the Velus drop punts, like it's annoying, but like there's upside there. What is the upside with EQ? He's not great on special teams. He can play some like on kickoff and punt coverage and stuff, but like he's not changing games on special teams. Like Velus Jones, like even if he can't be a punt returner, like he can change a game as a kickoff returner. And he can be. There was a jet sweep tonight, Rolly, where Simba Webster picked up like 12, 13 yards. And my first thought was like, if that's Velus Jones, like, does he rip that for 30? I like, you know, like that, he can do that type of stuff. But yeah, as far as Fountain goes, like, that might be a real discussion. I want to see more Darius Fountain next week. Rare breed, Ryan Poles should be on the lookout for a QB3 by next week. Walker and Peterman are just not it. You know, this idea crossed my mind recently, Rolly. What if the Eagles cut Mariota? Like,
Dude,
is that a guy you go
no,
sign?
No.
Is he that bad?
He is so
Is he
effing
just
bad,
cooked
dude.
at this point?
So bad.
He can't be worse than PJ Walker.
I'm telling you right now, I could go quarterback
That's
a team better
bad.
than Marcus Mariota.
He's pretty bad.
He's horrific.
Screw it. I'm all in on the Bagent. Let's just roll with 2 and
Let's ride
keep
with
him.
the beige.
That internet dude says EQ is a great downfield blocker. He's essential with the way we play. Okay, I get it. He's a good blocker in the run game, but like he's not going to start. So so when you bring him in, are you just telling defenses, "Hey, we're running the football. This guy blocks for us"? Like you can't keep him just because he blocks well in the run game. By the way, you know who's a good blocker in the run game? Chase Claypool. Claypool's a great blocker in the run game. You don't need EQ for that. Mooney's actually a really good blocker, despite being undersized. He had a great block on that DJ Moore touchdown last week. I don't know, man. EQ, like, he had that brutal 4th down drop against the Dolphins last year where Fields is under siege and throws a dot on the run, just drops it. Like, name a time where EQ, like, really wowed you. Darius Fountain kind of wowed me tonight. Seriously. Like, he made multiple contested catches. The catch in the end zone was sick. Like, I know it's preseason, but I don't know, man. Like, EQ, what does he bring to the table that's above average. If it's only as a blocking receiver and he's your 5th or 6th receiver, like, he's not going to see the field. So why does that matter? I don't know, man. Reasonable Vikings fan. To be honest, I think Fields might not be too bad for y'all, but also I think Kwesi was a way better hire than Poles. Drafting guys based off athleticism only won't work out. Also, Flus sucks as a coach. There's no way you can evaluate Flus at this point. He was working with, like, I don't want to say XFL talent last year, but, like, bad talent last year. Kwesi and Poles, they're just different. They're different. We'll see. I thought Poles had a much better offseason than Kwesi, though, on paper. On paper. It's all projection. We'll see. Rufus, JF1 as punt returner. There was a clip at joint practice. He was catching a couple punts. I think it's just for fun, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to happen.
I will say this. Look, Justin Fields is a quarterback. I get all that. But, like, if one day, like, let's just say the worst case scenario happens and he's not a starter in this league. I don't think that'll be the case, but let's just say it does. If he woke up and decided to just be like a receiver, a running back, a return, he could absolutely do it at a very high level.
I think he could.
He's a freak athlete, but he's a quarterback. He's a quarterback. We're 23 away from 300 if you guys want to help us get there. $20 gets you on the Justin Fields boot, get you a sticker with your name on it, which we're going to auction this off next week. So be sure to join us for that watch party. $100. We'll do a beer bong, but 23 away, and I'll knock one out for the road as well. And I think we said every 200 likes. So if we get to 200 likes in the postgame show, we'll rip a shot. But, yeah, that's where we sit. That's where we sit. You guys have any more thoughts about the games? About the game tonight? Not a ton to evaluate, right, Rolly? Like, I think we covered it pretty well in the postgame cut. Like, the story is the backup QB situation.
Yeah, I mean,
like, that's the story. I will say this. Shout out Tyson Bagent for giving us something to talk about tonight. Like,
Yeah,
if he played poorly, you're like, what are we talking about?
I mean, just meaningless.
You know what we'd be talking about if he played poorly? Who can the Bears go get at quarterback?
Yeah.
Because that would be a real discussion. Interior D-line played well. Yeah, you know, it's hard to see. Okay, I'll throw one other thing. Travis Gibson didn't really pop tonight. I don't think tonight was probably a great night for Gibson. Terrell Lewis had a strip sack. I think he's in good shape. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to throw a little shot clock on. I'm going to give you all 2 minutes. 2 minutes. If we get to 300, we'll take down a beer bong. If not, we're going to call it a night. 2 minutes. We're $22 away. We'll take some questions in the meantime. DC Viper, #Bears. We can flip that on screen. He says, is Gibson on the verge of not making the roster? I don't think tonight was a great night for him. I think he needed to pop again, and he had 3 tackles. He did have 1 QB hit, so okay. Like, didn't have that big game I was hoping for, though. The Gabo says, my prediction, 10-7. I'll do a final record prediction leading up to week 1. I'm not ready to give mine yet. I've kind of been on that 8-9 number, like 8 or 9 wins. I think the floor is 6, and that would be a disappointment. That's like if you don't have any catastrophic injuries like at Fields or someone else of that caliber, like DJ Moore. Absolute insane ceiling. Like if Fields has this crazy year is 11. I think you're somewhere in the middle, though. 8 or 9 wins. DC Viper, can Roschon Johnson beat out Foreman for RB2? Yeah, we didn't talk about Roschon much in the postgame. I thought he ran harder, ran better than Foreman. I think he can. I think he can. And that's an interesting situation. Kyle says, name your 5 defensive ends that are on the 53-man roster. Minute 20 gone. We don't get to 300. No beer bong for the road. Minute 20 gone. It's a good question. I think you got 6 guys fighting for 5 spots. I think locks are obviously Yannick Ngakoue and DeMarcus Walker. They will make this team. I think Dominique Robinson's safe just when he plays early. Like, he's going to make it. He hasn't flashed like crazy in the preseason games, but he's had a good camp. It's a draft pick last year. They're not going to cut him. And then it comes down to 3 guys for 2 spots. Terrell Lewis, Travis Gibson, Rasheem Green. I think Lewis is safe. That's just my opinion based on what I've seen. So I would have him as the fourth guy, and based on how he's performed, he's really performed better than Robinson, so maybe he's your third guy. And then it's Travis Gibson or Rasheem Green. Green's been better in practice. Gibson has had the better game between the two. He was great last week, so do you keep a guy that was drafted here 3 years ago, or do you keep kind of a veteran journeyman with some history of being productive? It's tough. I think it would come down to Green or Gibson. Could go either way. Could come down to money. I think cutting Gibson actually saves you a little more, so they may cut him. All right. I think we're done here, Rolly. No more super chats. Any final words? I think we made the most of tonight.
Hopefully the starters play next week.
Yeah, at least give me a couple drives. You went 3-14 last year. Ooh, there's a 5. We can get that on screen. Give you guys an extra 30 seconds since Amari gave us 5. We're 18 away. If someone sends in a 20, you get a Justin Fields sticker, and I'll do a beer bong. So 30 seconds.
Why is everybody who's super chatting not Bears fans?
I don't know. Amari, you guys finally had a chance to get a QB after all these years, and you handed him to us on a silver platter. Enjoy pick 32. Keep pounding, baby. Look, I like Bryce Young. I think the Panthers might get him killed this year by that offensive line, but I also worry about him long term. He plays at about 185. I know he water weighted up for the combine to 202 or whatever, but he does not play at 200 plus. So I worry about him long term being able to hold up, but he's good. We'll see. Enjoy pick 32. So Panthers winning the Super Bowl this year, Amari. Oh, Peter, pumpkin eater. He wants one for the road. All right, here we go with the 20. Perfect way to end the night. One more beer bong.
I think we either tied or be close. Beat last week's preseason total.
We're right in the ballpark, yeah, because we got over 1,000 and then over 300. Probably about the same. So
consistency is key.
I mean, to pretty much do the same when this game had way less intrigue. And it's Saturday night.
I was going to say,
Saturday night, and none of the starters played.
Last Saturday
you guys showed out.
First watch party of the season.
DJ Moore pops off.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you guys balled out. Cheers. We're going to take this down, and then Rolly and I are going to call it. So get the chugs going in the chat.
Chug.
Alrighty. Shout out Rolly for producing. He's going to be here with us all season long, barring some scheduling conflict, but we're going to have a lot of fun. We'll see what Flus says about next week. Also, be on the lookout on the channel tomorrow. Winners and losers from this game. We'll kind of take a deeper dive into what's going on with this team. My name's Harrison Graham. We're going to sign off. Appreciate everybody for joining our post-game show. We'll see you.